This is Wednesday. I will talk about modular design alone. Then there is a discussion. Hyebin. Right? Next week we will find out. No question on speaker. Okay. Actually, this talk was done by myself, right? Myself in about months ago to the LG Electronics company. They have they call the Innovation Day for Smart Manufacturing for LG Electronics. So it was a big event. So I was one of the speakers there. So I prepared this one for them, but it was in Korean language. So last night I tried to translate into English, but I don't have enough time. So it is not well organized. So you should raise more questions than before. Otherwise, see that already? See that my name in Korean character? Right. Did you see my history before? Did I show you this one before? No. So then I will take time for this because we have enough time. Right? See, my background was shipbuilding, right? Shipbuilding in my bachelor degree, and also I have I have two master degree. One from Seoul National, and then goes to UK, another master degree, and move on to United States to get my PhD. Right? So I have been to 3 universities so I studied a long time, And then before going to UK, I was in government research institute here in Daejeon. Because of my military duty. Instead of my military duty, at that time it was, Younggi have been to regular military training for 2.5 years.
3 years and 3 months.
3 months. When I was young, the military duty was 3 years service. So instead of 3 years service, for ordinary person, I worked in here for 5 years as a research engineer. This was not bad, but because of that, I was late for going to the study outside. I was going to UK when I was in age of 30. Started my study outside with my one baby. Right? One baby together. I was late. Old student. And then I returned back to Greece again. Right? I studied here 5 years and go to the United States, UK and United States, and return back to here after 2 years and 4 years here, so 6 years after. And then I moved to KAIST in 1993. At that time there was no ocean system, so I have been, actually that first time I was in Department of Automation and Design Engineering. So because my original background was ship design, so I was in CD, naval, ship design, right? So I was in design engineering department. And then that was merged into ME. And then another ocean systems 10 years ago, and merged to me now. But I have been to department already. And because I was in CAD, I was involved in ISO standard for STEP. STEP is for exchange of CAD model data. 24 years ago, I was in, first time I attended this ISO meeting 1995, right, 23 years ago. That first meeting for me was in Grenoble in France. Very nice city. It was, Winter Olympic was there. It's a ski resort, eh? Grenoble. Lyon, I have been to Lyon by TGV already there. And then another TGV to Grenoble, I guess. Right. Since then, I have been to this meeting, most of the meeting, for 23 years. So my major research was in here. And this one is recently, there is a new Korean organization called this one, about 3 years old only. But I am co-chair of this one. And also, this is old one. This is about 20 years more than 20 years. Right. Society. Now they changed name into CDE as engineers. Right. Ship design also. Yes. And step center. Oh, okay. Right. Question. So I already talked about Industry 4.0 in this class. Yes? 4.0. Did I? Then you already see this slide. I trying to start from outsourcing and then try to relate with the modular design. So you already know why outsourcing is still expanding. Right? Outsourcing is still in industry. And then smart service. Did I explain what is smart service before? Smart factory, smart manufacturing. What is smart service? Probably yes, you may not. If I did the Industry 4.0 for you, then smart service was it. Anyway, once again. And then big data. Big data may be new to this presentation to here, right? to you, right? And then move on to, that was the main subject assigned to me from LG Electronics, because they are doing modular manufacturing for their electronics product. But actually, I'm not well educated and experienced in electronics industry, because my background is shipbuilding and others, and mechanical, right? Mechanical shipbuilding, and so that I try to tell them that modular design is not only for electronics industry, but also the other industries doing that. So different industries. And then also future trend. You already see this one? Yes? No? No. Oh, then I may not do Industry 4.0 in this class. Yes or no? You don't?
We talked about it, but maybe we didn't see any slides.
Probably.
Potentially talking about it.
Okay. Not single slide set for Industry 4.0. No. All right. That's good. Where is the Ford company? Where is the city?
Detroit.
Detroit. Where is Detroit?
Michigan.
Where is Michigan?
USA.
USA? USA is big. Where is it?
Where you did your master's?
Huh?
PhD.
Where you did your studies? Oh, where you did your higher studies? PhD, I guess.
Right, I get my PhD from University of Michigan. But where is the Michigan? Inside the United States. East side or west side? East. West.
Somewhere.
East. West.
Just don't know.
You don't know. Right. Do you know where is the Great Lakes? Great Lakes. Great Lakes. Hmm? No, northwest. Northeast? Where is Chicago then? Chicago. Chicago. Huh? Illinois, right? Illinois. Where is Illinois? Mid. Middle. Right, middle. They are saying Midwest something, but geographically it's more east than middle. Right? Chicago. Chicago is a city, right? City. Probably third biggest city in United States. Third or fourth. Right? Biggest LA should be, right? Then New York. I don't know which one is bigger. And then Chicago was the third, but I'm not sure current state. So that it is looks like in the middle, right? Middle, but actually this is more east. And then the Chicago city is at the beach of Michigan Lake. And Michigan Lake is one of the 5 Great Lakes. Right? Great Lakes is made of five. You can Google it now. Where is it? It is co-located around, right? Great Lakes. And upper side is Canada, right? Canada. And Michigan Lake is the biggest one among 5 lakes. Right. And Detroit is another lakeside, but Chicago is west beach of the Michigan Lake, and Detroit is east of Michigan Lake, but far away from the beach. So there is another small lake, Erie, and at corner there is a Detroit. So Detroit's 5 hours driving distance from Chicago into eastern direction, right? Towards the New York side, right? So Ford is located in Detroit City, and Detroit City is contacting Canada. There is a small river between them. That is the boundary between Canada and Detroit. But the Detroit center is at the edge of the river. So and then that center point of Detroit, there is a tall buildings. One of them is GM headquarters. And on top of them, you can see the river is very small, not so big. Probably width is say 50 meters or a little bit less than 100 meters, right? Not big river between Canada. It's St. Lawrence River or something. But that is between Great Lakes and Atlantic Ocean. And along that river, there is a Niagara Falls. Right? Can you imagine the geography? Not well? And interesting is I can't remember the city name. Across the river, there is a Canada City. Right. That is a kind of a fun city, play city for Detroitmans. So every young man 여기 young men after business hour, they travel through the underground road to the Canada. It is only 100 meters long, so it's not long travel, right? And very good for play, play, drinking and gambling and shows, right? Shows, because the rule is different, regulation is different. One big difference is gambling is not allowed in United States, Detroit, especially in Detroit.
The city is Windsor?
Windsor. I've been to there 3 times to see the game. Right? So gambling, and drinking. The alcohol tax is very high in United States, and also they regulate stores for selling alcohols, so that if you go to the supermarket, you can only buy beer and wine, only wine. No liquor. There is separate liquor store in United States, and tax is high, and you also need some ID for the age level, because this is a historical reason, right? But Canada, the tax is low, so it's cheaper, right? Cheaper, and then permit is less strict, right? So that young guys go to drink. Shows, ladies shows are also popular. It is similar to Las Vegas for Detroit men. Anyway, the Detroit is a center for automotive industry, world center of automotive industry. For up to say 20 years ago, headquarters, all 3 headquarters. Big 3 was GM, Ford, Chrysler. At that time, 20 years ago, world big 3 automotive maker was GM, Ford, Chrysler. Now, they are going down, right? Probably GM is 3rd or 2nd or 3rd. Now, Ford is saying they are toppled GM, something. But still GM is bigger than Ford, and Chrysler is sold to the German company. Eh? Who owned it? Volkswagen? No. Daimler Chrysler. Daimler-Benz. Daimler Chrysler. They changed the name to Daimler Chrysler. So Daimler-Benz purchased the Chrysler. Ford GM is still owned by United States. Right? And 100 years ago, right, Rouge plant is a factory there in Detroit City, still there. But they have this is probably steel mill. They produce the steel plate themselves in this factory. Now, no motor company produce steel plate themselves. Right? They purchase. Right? So 100 years, things are changed. Right. Okay. I'm trying to explain the outsourcing. T1 car of Ford Motors in 1915, exactly 100 years ago. It was a big hit. They use a conveyor belt. Where is conveyor belt? No, conveyor belt. They invented a conveyor belt system to produce as much T1 car as possible in a short time. We call this is a start of mass production. using conveyor belt of T1 car production. It was very sensational. So that at that time, 100 years ago, there are so many small companies around Detroit City, right, car makers. But because Ford has a big hit, it goes very big, very fast, so that the other small ones may be dying out, so that they have a union together. That is birth of General Motors. Some tens of small companies are gathered together to be a bigger one single company, so that they say General Motors. Rather than Ford is a personal name, one company becomes a big one because of this big hit, big new production system. The others, instead of dying out, they work forced together to compete with the Ford company. Right. So that's the birth of story of GM. So this Rouge factory was very famous in history. 100,000 workers at the factory working, very big one. Right? I guess we don't see such a big factory, one single site around the world now, in China, in India, Pakistan. Probably not, right? 100,000 people together in one factory. You cannot see such a big factory nowadays, right? The factory has a steel mill, glass production. All the parts are produced in the site, so that they also have a shipport at the factory. So it's near the Great Lakes. Because why Detroit? Because around Great Lakes there are so good coal, iron, materials. Also, 100 years ago, there was not so good train system. Cars are just produced, mass production, right? So road system, train system was not established yet. So transportation is mainly depending on ship, water transportation, right? 100 years ago. That's why it is a good place to make good factories. So that the port, there are ships are coming, moving the raw material and converted into all the parts, so that it was a beginning of mass production. Now we changed it to mass customization now. Right? So things are changed. Steel is going outside, glass is going outside, tire goes outside, right? Everything is go outside. Only, see, I have been to Rouge factory myself. Still, you can see this one. But now they convert it is a Ford Museum. The big area is converted into Ford Museum. So you should pay money to see that museum. But tour course, big one. You cannot see you may spend whole day to see all of them. I have been. But final destination of a tour is real factory there. One corner of the Rouge plant, small plant, assembly plant. Final assembly of truck, Ford truck. Only assembly. All parts and modules are coming from outside. Very small portion of the production is doing. Like customization. 100 years ago, for the assembly line, parts are moving, conveyor belt. Right? But you can see many people. Parts are very small. Right? Now, this is assembly line for the Hyundai Motors. Probably this is a lunchtime, so I cannot see any person, but Usually there are, say, one person to each car. That is a usual case, one person to each car. So he is trying to attach one part or big assembly to the car. Right? So by passing through this line, then car is made. Then it means each part is very big. Is that one engine, tire, seat, the big pieces are putting together along the assembly. Instead of this very small, many small parts. So that's changed, right? And also you see that here is the parts supply stacks. In a plastic box, the parts are delivered from the manufacturers outside. Delivery like postal delivery, right? So in this company, the outside is many truck deliveries. So it looks like how can I say, postal delivery system site. There are so many trucks are coming and loading and unloading, right? The manufacturing companies looks like this. Why? Why at that time Ford can start mass production and conveyor belt? Oh, I still have.
Because supplier-based market.
Right. This is a supplier-centered. Changed to the demand-centered. Right. What is this? Picture shows.
Korean War.
Korean War. I don't know what he is doing.
Food, giving food.
Right, giving food to the children. Right. Supply. So you need to have a long queue waiting for my turn. Right? Why? Because supply is not enough. Single or limited supplies, not enough. So you need to wait, queue, right? Until my turn is coming. So supplier is good. I have an authority, right? I have power. Customers, they should be wait, polite, right? So supplier was a king, right? Customer was servant at the time. It was same as 100 years ago for the automotive industry. There was a booming for my car boom in United States. Salarymen want to buy a car, so they order their car, but supply is not good, not enough. So they should wait for several months for, I have money, I want to buy my car, but there is no enough supply, so that I should on the queue and wait. I saw that Apple sells their smartphone for the first day. There is a long queue, right? A long queue. Similar situation, right? Similar. So for the Ford company or automotive company at that time, they need to have a clever idea to produce as much as same car as possible in a short time. That is why the conveyor belt is invented, right? Because of the market is, the supplier was king, right? But now it changed to what? Customer is king, right? Customer is king. Suppliers are servant now. Right? I can buy Ford, I can buy Hyundai, I can buy Nissan, I can buy Renault. Right? I have money. Wait, come, show me, right? I can buy Xiaomi, I can buy Apple, I can buy Samsung, right? Show me your what is good. Comparison table, what is good? So that is customer is king, customer centered. This is market changed. Why it changed? Because so many suppliers, so many factories around the world, good factories. So totally, over the 100 years, the industry pattern market situation is totally changed, upside down, right? Supplier king, but now customer king, right? Upside down. That's why we are saying it is personalized production. Personalized production. I want to have my own suit. I want to have own my car, my own house. I don't want to have the same things as you, right? I want to be different, right? Because there are so many suppliers I can choose from. Then for the customers is king, but how can you survive as a supplier? You should meet all the requirements from each individual purchasing partner, customer. That's why we call this is a mass customization, and then now in turn to the personalized production. Come back to the 150 years ago, it was craft production, custom tailor. So it is a product variety. Variety means every product is different, right? Product variety. But this is we call this lot size. Where is the lot size? No? You know what is lot size? Lot size or batch size.
Don't know which we get from the slide.
Usually in a factory, one design and made how many? Say custom tailor is a lot size one. One design, one production. Right? But ready-made suit, you usually you go to the supermarket or store and select one of them. See only the size, standard size, fit to my size, and select one of the color and textile. There is a ready-made ones, right? They produce tens of thousands of same suits already. Expect a market movement, and then I go to them, select one, right? So lot size means one design, how many productions? Same production. T1 car, they produce all the same cars, all the same specification, all the same BOM, because they don't want to make a variety of product. They don't need to have a variety of product because everybody is waiting for same car is okay. I have money. Right. So it is lot size or batch size is increasing, so the mass production. Economy of scale goes to the economy of scale. Economy of scale. If you produce one car for one design, it may cost $10,000. $10,000 is 1,000,000원? 네, 1,000,000원. 네, more than $100,000. is a sports car. High price sports car is about $100,000, right? Yeah. If you want to have one single design, one car production, it costs about $100,000. But it is required for the new design car. You need to have a crash test for the safety before mass production. I have a new car design, but I don't know whether it is safe or not. So you should handcraft the car before mass production. and then test, crash test to see that this is safe. I was a well-trained, experienced designer, so that I know that this size and this size is good and safe enough. I designed, but I'm not sure whether this is really safe or not, right? And also regulation says you should have a crash test, rules enforcement, so that I have a design, new design, and then handcrafted, same as sports car, $100,000, and then crash test, very expensive, right? And then it's okay, all the test is okay, then you go to the mass production. That is a usual case. Question? No question. Right.
How much time would it take to get back to get into the profits in personalized production?
Time?
Like
What do you mean by time?
in the case of supply-based market,
Supply-based market, right?
we can say that if we sell this much amount,
Right,
we will be in the profits.
right.
But in the case of personalized production, when we will be able to say that now we will start generating profit?
Right, that's tough question, right? For the clothes, you go to the custom tailor, and also you go to the department store for the ready-made suit, right? Do you know the price difference?
For custom tailor is
Higher, probably twice higher. Nowadays, twice higher, right? But customers are should have a decision, right? I want to be different. I don't want to get same suit as him, right? I want to be alone, right? Special, right? Special. But it is double priced. So I should decide. Right? This one or this one. Right? But so that suppliers knows this situation. So they want to make this price go down, say, 20% higher, not double higher. If I can make them 20% higher, probably many of customers will go this way, right? Depending on the situation, right? But I can imagine this, right? That's why they want to make more advanced manufacturing to provide personal. But market situation require if the price is same, all the person is coming this way, right? All the customers go this way, right? So but now current situation is doubling price. How to going down, right? Leveling down. This is the new technology you need. Your research, your research topic. Another question. Now they take digital technology, saying that digital transformation can be the solution to low price personalized products. That's why we saying smart manufacturing, industry 4.0, right? Well, how? I don't know. You should start, right? But I'm trying to explain what is digital transformation using this figure. You know what is this? What is this? What is this? Speed meter of what? Car, right? This is speed meter, kilometer per hour, right? And what is this? RPM of what? Crankshaft, motor, engine RPM. Well, same as crankshaft, right? Because you need to have a sensor around the rotational field so that it is usually put on the entrance to the engine or output from the engine, right? Crankshaft, right? Shaft to RPM, measured 1,000 RPM of engine speed, right? Kilometer per hour of car speed, right? And what is this? Huh?
No, fuel that increases temperature.
Empty, full, empty, full. Huh? Cool, hot. Engine temperature. Normal condition is in the middle. When you start your car, it should start from cool, and after say 15, depending on the situation, but at 15 minutes, it goes up to middle. But if sometimes it goes to this way, you should stop your car. Abnormal case. So the car should be ordinary here, right? In the middle, temperature, controlling. Otherwise, overheat, you should stop the car. Right? And also, fuel gauge goes empty, you should stop the car or go to the gasoline station, right? Right. And then more, what is this? Something digital temperature, outside temperature, and probably how many kilometers you already driving. Right. So what is it? Operating information of car. Some of the operating information car, not all of them, right? Some of important information for the driver, right? So it had been to already 100 years long for this information given to drivers, right? Almost 100 years. And this information is digital information or analog information? Analog information. How can you get this information from the origin of the information? How can you get this? Sensors. But what kind of sensors? And then how do you deliver this information, sensor information, to that gauge inside the car? Say he said crankshaft RPM measured by some sensor. We call the tachometer. But how do you sense this? And how can you deliver this information to here? And then moving this on this way? How can you? Nobody knows? Electric signal. Voltage, electric signal. It's something like a coil of generator. Motor and generator is reverse, right? Something is moving, then electricity is coming, generated, and electricity delivered to this system. Then voltage is, and what voltage and current, and then it moving, right? High voltage, high current, watt, and goes up, higher, right? Higher rotation, more power. Volt and watt combined, volt and current combined is watt, right? Motor power is watt, right? Kilowatt, watt, right? Power of motor, reverse way, right? So it can be there is a very small motor behind, right? Because electricity is coming from the tachometer, right? So analog signal, analog sensors usually comes as a electric signal, current signal. Similar. Where does it come from? Tire. Near the tire, not exactly the tire, near the tire, right? Also rotation. It's not rotation, floating, right? Floating. So floating gives you the spring back, spring down, and then strain of spring or maybe size of spring, right, gives you another electric signal, and then gives you this. Right. If you transform this one into numbers, you can do that, right? It is already shown as a numbers, right? You need to have an analog to digital converter. Have you did your experimental stage in your school days? Analog digital conversion? Yes. No. Analog to digital conversion? No. Yes, no. Yes, no, okay. Already did, right? Already did. So is it not so difficult, right? You need some kind of device, right? Then it is converted into numbers. Very simple. But this we call digital transformation. Same as what is a CD display. Music is already converted into numbers. Sound is converted to numbers. How many years ago? 30 years ago? CD player. Have you seen the CD player? It's big one. Sony CD player. 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Before then, it was a LP record. LP record is analog music, right? CD is a digital music, right? What is change? Electric signal becomes, or sound signal becomes into numbers. Sampling is important. Resolution is important, right? But anyway, they change numbers. So it's not so difficult. But what? What is smart engineering, smart service, or what is it? Only digital transformation? What's the relationship? Many people are saying digital transformation is a key to the Industry 4.0. Have you heard this? Yes? No? Yes? No? Right. Key element. But very simple one, right? Analog to digital system. The result is I can collect this, let's say only two signals, right? Two signals. Don't have more time. But okay, I can do next week. Continue, right? Because he already had, what is the other topic was what is? Digital twin, yeah, he already did, so I can be short. Right? If I convert these signals, because nowadays I see the numbers, but no memory, no record of this signal, pass away, right? But if I convert them into numbers and store them numbers for 1 year, what happened? I drive myself drive 1 hour per day, usually. 30 minutes go to the home and 30 minutes go back to the school. Maybe sometimes no driving, sometimes longer driving. So average, I drive 1 hour per day, right? My car, 2 signal, storage of conversion and storage numbers, 1 year. What can be done? If I send them to the record to the insurance company, they may measure how many percentage I can create an accident. How can I use my car roughly or smoothly? Then the car maintenance can be higher or lower. So my driving habit can be analyzed from that 2 numbers. But how many signals should be converted? You need to have a resolution. 1 per second or 10 per second? How many you need to analyze my driving habit? to calculate my possible accident percentage, probability. 10 per second? 10 times per second? More? I think it's enough, right? Because acceleration and braking should be recorded, right? That is important, right? Acceleration and braking is all. Because you cannot see other things, only two numbers. You see that how fast I accelerating, how fast I braking, right? There can be a little bit more, but let's say 10 per second, 10 times per second, sampling, 10 times per second, numbers, only numbers, right? Two numbers. And how many numbers per day? 10 per second, 1 hour is 36,000.
3,600 seconds.
1 hour driving, right? 10 per second, 10 per second. And second per hour, right? So this is per day, 1 day, right? And then how many days? 300 days per year, right? And then also you have two signals, two numbers, right? Acceleration and RPM. How many? Right? Big data. We are saying this is big data. Big data. If you also record this one and this one and this one and other signals, right, then you really have for the one person to analyze his driving habit and then also get some accidental probability. We need a big. So it's a big data is coming from the operational data, digital transformation, analog transformation. Analog data is lost, instant, no record, no storage, no hard disk, right? Same as to any so music too. You have a digital numbers of music, then you can have a big data analysis to get some ideas of patterns and also switching, changing your twisting your music, new music, right?
This is called Internet of Things. I heard that.
Internet of Things.
Sending data in real time.
Right. It's sensors, a kind of sensors. But there is already sensor there. Tachometer is a sensor. Well, IoT is trying to convert that signal into internet information. So he's the IoT, he's the transformer. Things, sensors, information, analog sense, and then sent to the internet. So everything has data that is sent to the internet. So IoT is. Question? Right. So smart service. I will show you a smart curve of manufacturing and what is smart manufacturing, after service or smart service. What is the difference between them? I'm trying to show you the rental business is important and similar to this is a smart service. Rental is very similar to smart service. And this is a farmer's field. And then operational big data. Because see, for me, the insurance company want to get my driving operational data. But I don't want to give him my data. Well, how can they collect information? I don't want to let them know if my habit is good, maybe I can give them. But still, I'm still hesitating, right? whether it is okay or not. Right? So it's not possible to collect operational data, right? Even though there is available. So this is also problem here. Right? That's why rental business is important. Smart curve. Value, right? Value. Timeline. Manufacturing is here. Lowest value. Right? But everybody is trying to have a good, smart manufacturing company, right? GM, Ford, right? Samsung, Xiaomi, higher. Right. Why? Least value. We say sales, after service, marketing, distribution, design, branding, concept. It means that the salary rate for a person who is working in this field, they are higher than real manufacturing blue collar workmen. Right? That's why. Because they do not produce money. Right? But still, we need the manufacturing. Right. I exclude one slide. It's showing reshoring. All manufacturing. Have you heard this wording? Reshoring. It is reverse way of outsourcing. Right. Say GM, they produce expensive cars, big cars, not small cars, because profit is very low. Sometimes if they produce a small car themselves, the profit is minus. So that they want to outsource many things, including parts. They outsource. Right? So that China was the factory of the world. Right? China was the factory of the world because United States outsourced manufacturing to China. They do more countries, including Korea, Japan, but the amount is go to China. Right? So China is factory of the world. Right? We call this outsourcing. But now the attitude changed. Donald Trump wants to make their factories working inside the United States. They call this reshoring. They want to booming up manufacturing inside the United States. Same as French. Right? The president want to make manufacturing industries back up again. Return back to the 30 years ago. Merkel also do, right? Why? So this is Industry 4.0. I will talk more on Wednesday because we can do Hyebin's work on Wednesday first, probably, right? Because we have only 10 minutes left. How many minutes do you want? 30 minutes, right? Or 10 minutes? Yeah, we go Wednesday. I haven't finished up this. We can do less than 10 minutes, I'll be finished. Hmm? Oh, Monday. Sorry. This is Wednesday. Monday. Sorry. Speed Factory of Adidas. Right. It is an old traditional way of making football, soccer shoes. Right? Traditional way, handcraft, and sales shop of current situation. Now they changed to a new method of 3D printing of cushion. If you go visit the shop, they measure your foot using laser scanner. And then they produce personalized sole cushion by 3D printing. And then sewing is done by robots. So they are saying 4 hours, you can get your personalized shoes. Yes.
Expensive.
Hmm?
Very expensive.
Expensive. Still expensive. But there is already shop in Germany. But because, see, iPhone is expensive, but many people are waiting for buy, right? Because of brand or because of what? Some reason there, right? So there is a shop, not popular yet, but there is customers there, right? Customers there. But I'm saying the trend is going this way. The problem is this one usually made in Indonesia. There was a factory of 500 workers there, but they closed the shop, factory there, moved them into reshoring, and modern smart manufacturing facility in Germany. So things are changing. You should know about this one. Why and how can you handle this one? Okay, so this is their new shop. Showing this. One more slide I will finish. This one. This is slide coming from 10 years ago. And then same as a Smile Cup. GM, they analyze, still Korean language. But I translated the imported bars here. Right. Value chain, how profit is coming where? Well, they found that manufacturing gives only small portion of their profit. Because even though GM is car manufacturer, but they have more profit coming from dealership, insurance, risk rental. Then what the president should work? The new president, the lady, GM, recently there is a new GM lady president. She choose 3 factory closed down, right? To boost up their profit, right? Then they may probably 85% profit coming from after sales market. Then president must more focus on this after sales market rather than manufacturing. That's we are saying smart service, after service market is important for the manufacturing company. What should you do then? What you must do then? We'll see this one. After service, not only after service, leasing Insurance is not after service. After service is just maintenance and repairing or something, right? Hardware. But now more and more financial market is added to the manufacturing market. We call this smart service. Sales, distribution, maintenance, and also insurance, rental, all together. Package. Hyundai Motors, you may know that, has their own credit card. Hyundai Motors have their own special company who provides credit card. And if you purchase your car using that credit card, 20% off, something like that. Very many discounts. Because they earn money not from say, manufacturing, but from rental, and because the credit card, you cannot pay at once. It can be a monthly payment, something like that. And then it goes to interest and goes financial. That's why they can do discount. If you come to my financial money, right, market, instead of other credit card, if you use my credit card, I can get profit from my financial company so that I can do more discount there. Okay, see you Monday.